Booktube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching my channel, Books I'm Not Reading. I'm here with just a little reading update and then a couple just Booktube related items that I wanted to discuss with you guys and get some feedback from you. But before I begin, I do just want to let you know, in case you missed my video earlier this week, I'm going to be celebrating my 3-year anniversary at the end of June. 3 years on Booktube, and so I'm giving away all 4 copies of Ali Smith's seasonal quartet. One of them is in hardcover, the other 3 are in paperback. It is what it is. I'm happy to ship international, so if that's something that you're interested in entering, please go to that video and let me know in the comment section there, not the comment section on this video. So as far as what I've been reading, I did finish Henry V by William Shakespeare, and I really enjoyed it. I thought Act 4 was just, gosh, maybe one of Shakespeare's greatest acts. It was incredible. It's just, yeah, it was wonderful. And it's been really interesting to talk to some of you in the comment section about British education and, you know, what you might have been taught or doesn't sound like would have been taught about Henry V, who of course was a real person, and the difference between the history of Henry V and Shakespeare's play. So that's been really interesting, and if any of you have anything to add to that, again, please feel free to let me know down below in the comment section. I think in America, I mean, we have an incredibly long, obviously, indigenous history, but it isn't like England where there's Stonehenge and Vikings and Sutton Hoo and all that kind of stuff. And there's just, it seems like there's more history, and that's probably not accurate, but yeah, to try to cram all of that into school. And to be perfectly honest, I really don't remember very much about what I learned in history classes when I was growing up. It's a long time ago, but yeah, I have to say I feel really good about reading all 4 of these history plays. I read Richard II last September, and then this year Rainey and from Rainy Day Reads and I read both parts 1 and part 2 to Henry IV and Henry V. So I feel, I don't know, a certain sense of accomplishment about that. For somebody who's never read any history plays, I feel really good about that. But I tell you, after that, I knew I needed something lighter, and so at long last, I've showed this book so many times on my channel, I read Matt Haig's How to Stop Time. Now, I gave this book 3 stars on Goodreads. I will say, it's a really fun read. I mean, you know, there are things I wish Matt Haig would have done maybe a little bit differently here and there, but for the most part, it's just a really, I think it's a perfect summer read, like by the pool or, I don't know, just relaxing time. Like, yes, you're required to think. I don't think Matt Haig's prose is particularly beautiful or anything like that, but you can kind of breeze through it, and it's just fun. It's just fun. It's about a man who is aging incredibly slow. So he's in the present day, and he's like 41 years old, but he's actually over 400 years old. So he's lived through all of these different things, and the book goes back and forth between all of these different places and times. Like he always seems to be in the right place at the right time for something big in history to happen. Anyway, so it's like I said, it was a really fun, enjoyable, light read. It was just what I needed. And then I don't know if this will happen now, because obviously this book was published initially you know, a while ago, but Benedict Cumberbatch did get the film option rights or whatever it is to this book, and he was going to play the main character. I don't know if that is going to happen or not anymore, but I would love that. Oh my God, Benedict Cumberbatch. So anyway, that was a fun moment in the acknowledgments section. For me, some shrieking there. But anyway, so I would really recommend this, especially like if you're in a reading slump or a funk kind of thing. Like, yeah, this is the kind of thing to sort of kick it up and go from there. So, okay, and so what did I start next? I'm really, really hoping I can finish this book by July 1st, because July 1st, of course, is the start of Jane Austen July, and I will be posting my Jane Austen July TBR on Saturday, so I hope that you will join me for that, provided that you don't think that Jane Austen is overrated, maybe? But I started reading the 2021 Pulitzer Prize winning novel, The Night Watchmen by Louise Erdrich. I am over 100 pages into it, and it is excellent. The main character, the Night Watchman, I believe, is based on Louise Erdrich's grandfather, and it takes place in the 1950s. So, yes, so I'm there's a lot of characters, a lot of different storylines, so I'm looking forward to seeing how Erdrich will weave them all together, and yeah, how things will come. There's already been quite a few characters introduced, so yeah. But I'm looking forward to this, and like I said, I would really like to have this done before July 1st. And that brings me to two other things that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. The first one is just for the many, many small booktubers who watch this channel. I've been watching some Jane Austen July TBRs, which has been great fun. And I just wanted to give a few of you, hopefully you're watching, a piece of advice. If you are part of a big event like that, and that event has a hashtag, it is super, super important for every video that you make related to that event to include the hashtag. You can include it in the notes below. It can be part of the name of your video, but that will help the people who are in charge of the event, and also other people who are looking for people who are participating in it, to find your videos, right? And so that is important. And I've just seen a few videos where there's no Jane Austen July hashtag, hashtag Jane Austen July 2021. I would do both of those. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look and see what the official one is this year, but again, you want people, especially you small booktubers out there, I know you want people to find your videos, to find your TBRs, and that is the easiest way for them to do that. So it seems like a small thing, but when you're part of big events, like those of you who are going to participate in Shakespeare this year, those of you who are going to be part of Victober, and there's tons of events, and usually there's some kind of hashtag associated with those events. So just make sure, and it can be as simple as just typing it at the top of your description in the notes below the video to include that. And finally, the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was I have been sort of rethinking my TBR videos. Now, of course, I always want to make a TBR video for special events. But in the past, I have typically done a quarterly TBR. So we're just about to wrap up the second quarter of the year. And so I have this huge stack of books that I've read like in April, May, and June. And like it just hasn't been working this year. I'm not quite sure why, But then I also think of like, well, I don't want to announce in January what I'm going to be reading for March of the Mammoths. I want to wait until we get to that actual event to post that video. And the same thing is true with this upcoming quarter. So July, August, September, I'm going to be posting a Jane Austen July TBR and then a Shakespeare TBR. So I just don't know. I don't know how much it's really of interest to you guys what I'm going to be reading for the month of August, or what I plan to read, because this year I feel a little more like uncertain of what book I'm going to pick up next or what I'm going to want to read during a certain period of time. I mean, I definitely have some buddy reads coming up that I will pull those books and set them aside for that, which I'm looking forward to. But I was just thinking of changing on this channel to only doing TBR videos for the big special events that I participate in. I would love to know what you guys think of that. I have heard people tell me like that they don't really watch TBR videos because when you haven't read a book, how much can you really say about it, right? So anyway, that's just a thought. I would really love your feedback on that. I will do a second quarter wrap up, but then again, after that, I'm probably not going to do very many of those videos in the future, just because I feel like I've already talked to you guys about so many of these books on Friday Reads or done reviews of some of them, those kinds of things. So it's just a slight channel change that I'm thinking of, but I would really like to hear from you guys as to what you think about it. So please let me know in the comments section down below. Also, just so you're aware, I am wearing a sweater because it's cold here. It's chilly. It was pouring rain this morning. But my friends in the Pacific Northwest are experiencing record high temperatures. One person told me that over the weekend they're expecting to have a day that the high will be 111 degrees. And even though I do live in a place of extreme weather, that is just wild. I feel like our weather systems have been swapped somehow. It's pouring rain here. And meanwhile, people who live in a part of the world where, air conditioning is by no means considered a necessity, that's a real problem. So I'm thinking of all of you and hoping that you can keep cool. For those of you who are going to be experiencing some record high temperatures this weekend, please stay safe and stay hydrated. And if you can find a cool basement or, I don't know, sleep outside or something like that, pitch a tent in the backyard and just stay safe though. So that's nothing, those temperatures are nothing to mess around with. All right, BookTube, I'm looking forward to hearing your comments in the comment section. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I will talk to you tomorrow. All right, bye.